If you ever find a room inside an abandoned house that looks untouched, leave immediately. Because sometimes houses don't stay abandoned. Sometimes something inside them is still waiting. Tonight's story follows 4 paranormal content creators who entered the infamous Whitmore House for a live stream investigation. Only 1 camera was recovered, and according to police, the footage becomes disturbing after exactly 1:13 a.m. That was the moment they realized they were no longer alone.
October 2024. A black SUV moved through isolated Louisiana backroads during heavy rain. Inside sat 4 paranormal creators: Ryan, Marcus, Elena, and Chloe. Chloe was the face of the channel, beautiful, confident, and completely fearless on camera. Millions watched her horror investigations online every week, especially male viewers. Tonight's live stream already had over 60,000 people waiting before they even reached the mansion. "Imagine if this place is actually haunted," Marcus joked from the back seat. Chloe smirked while checking chat messages on her phone. "If it is," she said, "we're hitting 1 million subscribers tonight." But Ryan remained quiet. Because ever since they crossed into Blackwater County, he'd noticed something strange. The same old white truck had been following them for nearly 30 minutes. Every turn, every road, still behind them. Then, suddenly, the truck disappeared. No headlights, no sound, gone completely. The group stopped at a small roadside diner near midnight. The town barely looked alive. Most buildings were abandoned. Streetlights flickered weakly in the rain. Inside the diner, everyone stared at them the moment Chloe mentioned Whitmore House. The waitress nearly dropped a coffee mug. "You kids seriously going there?" Marcus laughed. "It's just an abandoned mansion." Nobody else laughed. An old man sitting near the window slowly looked toward them. "That house changes people." Ryan frowned. "What do you mean?" The old man hesitated for several seconds, then quietly whispered, "People walk in normal and walk out wrong." A long silence. Chloe immediately turned the camera toward him. "Perfect!" But the old man grabbed Chloe's wrist suddenly. His hands trembled violently. "If you see the girl in red, don't follow her." The mansion appeared through the trees around 12:20 a.m. Massive, rotting, completely dark. Its upper windows looked almost like empty eye sockets staring down at them. The rain intensified as they approached. The property gate stood partially open, swinging slowly in the wind. Ryan adjusted the camera nervously. "This place is insane." But Chloe smiled directly into the live stream. "Welcome to Whitmore House. Let's see what's waiting for us inside." The front door opened surprisingly easily, and the second they stepped inside, the storm sounds disappeared. No rain, no thunder, nothing. Only silence, heavy, unnatural silence.
Their flashlights illuminated a massive entrance hall covered in dust. Old chandeliers hung overhead. Family portraits lined the walls. Furniture remained untouched, as if the people living there had vanished instantly. Then Elena noticed something disturbing. There were no cobwebs anywhere. For a mansion abandoned over 20 years, the house looked strangely clean.
At first, the exploration felt exciting. The live stream chat exploded constantly. People spammed, "Go upstairs, check the basement. This place is creepy." Chloe thrived on the attention. She flirted with viewers, joked with Marcus, played up the fear for the stream. But Ryan started feeling uneasy, because every hallway inside Whitmore House felt slightly different each time they passed through it. Paintings changed positions, doors appeared open that were previously closed, and twice Ryan swore he heard footsteps directly behind him, even though nobody was there.
Around 1 a.m., the group discovered a locked bedroom upstairs. Unlike the rest of the mansion, this door looked brand new. Bright red paint, fresh scratches near the handle. Marcus forced it open using a crowbar. The room inside looked untouched by time, perfectly clean, perfectly organized, and everything inside was red. Red wallpaper, red curtains, red carpet. Then Elena slowly pointed toward the corner. A mannequin sat there, child-sized, wearing a red dress. Its face looked strangely realistic. Chloe approached it carefully for the live stream. Okay, that's creepy. Then the mannequin blinked. Everyone screamed. Marcus stumbled backward. Ryan dropped the flashlight. When the light stabilized again, the mannequin sat completely motionless, exactly as before. But Chloe's smile had disappeared. For the first time all night, she looked genuinely frightened.
The mansion became colder after 1:13 a.m. Breath fogged visibly in the air. Then Ryan discovered a hallway lined entirely with mirrors. Old antique mirrors stretching endlessly into darkness. At first, they reflected normally. Then Elena noticed something horrifying. The reflections were delayed. When Marcus moved his arm, his reflection copied the movement nearly 2 seconds later. Then Chloe froze, because her reflection wasn't moving at all, even while Chloe slowly stepped backward in real life. The reflected Chloe suddenly raised one finger to her lips. Shh. Then all the mirrors cracked simultaneously. The hallway lights turned on instantly, even though the mansion had no electricity. After the mirror incident, something about Chloe felt different. Subtle at first. She stopped joking, stopped interacting with chat, stopped smiling naturally. And twice, Ryan caught her staring silently into dark corners of the mansion, as if listening to someone whispering. Then, around 1:40 a.m., Marcus noticed blood on Chloe's hand. "Chloe, you're bleeding." She slowly looked down, almost confused. There were deep fingernail marks carved in her palm, fresh, bleeding. But Chloe didn't react. "She told me not to leave." Nobody spoke, because Chloe's voice sounded slightly different, lower, slower, wrong. The group finally decided to leave, but the front door wouldn't open. Neither would the windows. Panic started spreading quickly. Ryan tried calling police. No signal. Marcus kicked the front door repeatedly. Nothing. Then they heard a child laughing downstairs, coming from beneath the mansion. The basement door slowly creaked open by itself, and warm yellow light glowed from below, even though there was no electricity.
The basement stretched far deeper than expected. Concrete tunnels extended beneath the mansion. Old medical equipment lined the walls. Wheelchairs, rusty beds, surgical tools. Then Elena discovered dozens of cassette tapes stacked on shelves. Ryan played one using an old recorder. Static filled the room. Then a woman's voice spoke. She keeps wearing their faces. She pretends to be my daughter, but that thing is not Emily. Marcus slowly looked toward Chloe, because Chloe was smiling again, very slightly.
Deep inside the basement tunnels, the group found photographs covering the walls, hundreds of them. Missing people, former visitors, paranormal investigators, police officers. Every photo had one thing in common. Their eyes were completely black. Then Ryan noticed movement at the far end of the tunnel. A little girl wearing a red dress stood there silently. Pale skin, long dark hair, and a smile stretched impossibly wide across her face. Chloe slowly stepped toward her. She's beautiful. Marcus grabbed Chloe's arm immediately. Don't touch her! Then the little girl suddenly sprinted towards them unnaturally fast.
The basement lights exploded. Darkness swallowed the tunnels instantly. Screaming echoed everywhere. Ryan grabbed the camera and ran blindly. Heavy footsteps chased them through the tunnels. Then Elena disappeared. 1 second beside them, gone the next. Her screams echoed from inside the walls. "Help me!" Then another voice copied her perfectly. "Help me!" Marcus finally snapped. He dragged Chloe toward the exit stairs while Ryan filmed behind them. Then Chloe suddenly stopped moving, completely still. Slowly, she turned toward Ryan and smiled, far wider than humanly possible, and said, "She likes wearing pretty faces." Her jaw suddenly cracked open unnaturally wide. The camera violently shook. Marcus screamed. Ryan ran. The footage became distorted, static, darkness, heavy breathing. Then one final image appeared briefly on screen. Dozens of human faces moving beneath the mansion walls, still alive, still screaming. If you're still awake after tonight's story, hit like and subscribe before the darkness follows you to sleep. And comment, "I heard it too," if you made it till the end.